up is magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror, now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it.
Matching hundreds. It's the coach. This is NFL football on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see teams with a couple of running backs who each went over 100 yards a weekend ago, as it'll be the Los Angeles Rams taking on the New Orleans Saints. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And trotting out there, their tall quarterback standing at 6'5".
And what's a quarterback's best friend?
Balance?
I think you're right. I agree with you. You know, a lot of guys would say great receiver, right? A
blitz coming, and down he goes. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Looking to throw. Bowen. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down. I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Back to throw. Bowen. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. It's a big play there for the Saints. 46 yards. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Looking to throw. Bowen. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Quincy Anoon with the intended receiver. But it'll be 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the 1st half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
Well, you got a young quarterback. You know, maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
So the long field goal misses, and now the reverse. You're in a tough spot defensively. They'll start the drive at the 43. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Todd Gurley with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Zerline good with a PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Saints coming out now to take the field. Last time out, they had that Long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him. He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. From the gun, Bowen. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Bowen. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a 1st down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. 2 trips to the end zone and well past 100 yards.
And going back and watching the film, we saw every kind of run from him, didn't we? We saw some power. We saw finesse. We saw speed. And what I love the most, he finished each and every run.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4. From the gun on 3rd down. Bowen going to throw right side here, complete. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams 40. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10, right at the 40. From the gun, Bowen. It's caught by Quincy Enunwa. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. Back to throw. Bowen. And that is incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had. They could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Come on now, let's go.
Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their background. They were all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Goff. And connecting here with DJ Shark. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. It's a gain of 11 and a 1st down L.A.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
On 1st down, Goff. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Now Goff will hand this one to Guru. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
typically we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Throwing on third. Gone. That's going to be complete to his tight end, Everett.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Open man is QT, complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. 23 yards on the play.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
Check right 47. You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing today.
And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. From back at the 4, here's second and goal. Now this time he'll look to throw. And it's caught. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. The tally there, -8 yards. Leads to 4th down as well. Okay, so you just took the big loss. Now what are you doing on 4th down?
Well, we have a change of plans now is what we have, because I think they were looking at the play sheet, trying to dial something up to go for it on 4th down. But after that loss, that goes right out the window. Now you have to kick the field goal and hope to come back down the next time and score.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team, because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there, we've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Bowen. Wide open receiver, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 17 there, and a New Orleans 1st down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
I'm going to run you over.
Going quickly here to Thomas. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That catch, by the way, number 542 in his NFL career. That draws him level with Lance Allworth, who was a Hall of Famer with the Chargers back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, the man they call Bambi. So if you're in that type of territory, catch the same number of passes he caught, you know you're on your way to a big-time career. And just think, he's not through yet.
To throw on 3rd down. Bowen on the check down. He finds Kamara. Kamara has it stripped. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, L.A. Even the great ones, some of the best, they're not immune to the fumble, and here it really hurts them.
If the ball gets away from any runner's body, that's when the defense pokes at it, swipes at it, swats at it, and finds a way to create a big play for themselves.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Alvin Kamara and the Saints set to start their next drive. Looking for a bounce back. Had the fumble a moment ago that went for a touchdown the other direction. See if he can get back in rhythm.
And you have to be very careful about having too quick of a hook with really good players. I did a guy's game in high school.
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Tackle is made by Cameron Jordan. Here's 2nd and 8. And an alley to run. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. Well, Charles, in the past, a lot of people called this offense one-dimensional.
I think you did.
Well,
I think it was you.
I'll be honest, I did. I think the fan base is hoping with this young rookie that they can put some wrinkles in this offense like we just saw.
I think you're exactly right, because we did have that discussion that what we've seen in the past from them, they needed to broaden, and they have done it here. Look at what he's bringing to their offense, and now as a defensive coordinator, you've got some extra work to do to prepare for him and their offense.
A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball, because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
And no pitch there, and no chance either, as he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13. So 1st and 2nd down went the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. From the gun, here's Gone. Over the middle, it's complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 13-yard line.
It's a good 80. First down, you better bring it.
On first down, it's Gurley. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Kiki QT, his first touchdown on the year. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route ordinarily is probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it was a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
12 yards there, good for a Saints first down. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
Back to throw. Bowen, and he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
I got you, son. I got that.
From the gun on third down. Bowen nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Aaron Donald able to record his 5th sack of the season.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on, how about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. Brandon Cooks and the rest of the offensive crew trotting back into place out there. Second quarter here, he has only 1 catch, but they have the lead. You got to think there's going to be more involved at some point.
That's what you would expect, but sometimes what defenses do to take away a player of his magnitude, it costs them in other areas. And right now, with them losing, they may have to change their focus, and maybe he will open up a little bit more as the game goes on.
Yeah, well, so far, just the single catch. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. That one complete. He finds Shark. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That's a gain of 13, 1st down Rams. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. From the gun on third down, Goff. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. Third down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far.
Yeah, and that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question.
DJ Chark on the return. The Rams take over 1st and 10. Johnny Hecker on the punt.
So the challenge comes in inside of 2 minutes, and it gets overturned.
And it changes the whole format of what's about to happen, because both sides had thought a certain call had been made. Now they have to flip back and start over.
The offense and Alvin Kamara heading back onto the field. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other people touching it for a while. And then you get a chance to come back to him when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
Still time for him here as we sit in the second quarter. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As the second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. The Rams going to get the football first here, and they look to build on their lead as the second half gets started. This is taken at his 4. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. So here are the Rams to take over. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their own 24. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. Touchdown, L.A. Scott Miller, 76 yards, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play. He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
It's a 45-yard punt and 8 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new... set of downs.
Set, ready, set the plan. Mike's 40, any weapon.
Come on, boy. Come on, boy.
They'll run with Henderson here to begin the drive. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 34-yard line.
2nd and 2. And he'll find Henderson there. It's complete. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down. The dump-off gets him only 1, and now you're looking at a third down.
Check, 47. Watch the run, watch the run.
Henderson will try and run for the first. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
That's it, baby.
From this vantage point, they've got the lead here, so for me, that'd be enough to go ahead and punt the football and let my defense defend the long field.
If you go for it, you don't get it, then you really put your defense in a tight spot.
Yeah, but we never know what people ultimately will decide to do here on 4th and inches.
They'll look to throw. This is caught. It's Cooks. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. Henderson now on 1st and 10. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays, and they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. He'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Well, one thing's for sure, they're still taking their shots downfield, even with a big lead.
No, I think it's way too early to go into a shell, so I like what they're doing. Continue to take your shots. Continue to be aggressive. It's not their job to slow themselves down.
And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
An opening there on that first down run as he gets this forward for about 8 or 9. That looks to be 8 officially, so 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 15-yard line.
Again, it's Kamara. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a 1st down.
Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Rams are going to start this drive in great field position as they take over. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, I feel like you can take the spirit away from another team. Their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And now the throw taken in by Chark. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 1st down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards. This quarterback now 5 of 6. Very accurate since taking over. And he's got his guys a 1st down.
Let's go.
Back now here live in New Orleans. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. They'll run on 1st down. It's Henderson. And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Now, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bullet. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
Here we go. 60 yards. Check, 47. You're not ready. You're not ready.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 6 on the keeper, but it leads to a 3rd down. The Rams on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here.
You go take.
He'll look to throw to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, Incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Throwing on first down. Bowen. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Bowen. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Operating from the gun. Bowen. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 17 there and a New Orleans first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Hey, guys. 8-5.
To throw again. Bowen. Thomas has got it. Complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches. Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame him for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame him one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the 4th quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper.
Todd Gurley, wave goodbye. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. It's a gain of 35. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Again, it's Henderson. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And down to the 19-yard line. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What, is it 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
On first down, Henderson. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Tackle there by Alex Anzalone.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. On third down, a nickel formation here defensively. So the L.A. Rams with a victory here. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game.